Okay, ready, Chad?
Yeah. All right. So here's my question. Can I get some quiet in the back?
Eric, Nikki.
You guys are gonna want to hear this. All right. So what I would love,
And this could be for Andre, Eric, and Nikki too. I would love for you to tell me what is a story that you remember from me, and then one from Rachel, and then from them, from like that was one that you really enjoyed, like from when we were younger, like
a story of each grandchild.
Yes.
Well, the story was, your mother was telling us when you played sports, you was covering up your eyes and we went and watched you in the sporting games. That was so entertaining. You put your fingers up your eyes and you look for the other kids. And Alicia said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm looking for the ball. I'm looking for the other kids."
And then you said, "Grandma said I could use my binoculars during the games because I told him."
And you would run around like they have binoculars.
Yeah, like you had binoculars on. You run around the field, you're running, kind of stumbling over yourself, running.
So that's
you really didn't run that fast or that good.
No, I wasn't good.
What
It wasn't
about
that good,
what
but-
about Andre? What's the story from Andre?
Well, you know,
Actually,
I
Andre
was
and Reed
with
Rachel,
Andre,
Like grandpa's
Yeah, this is Grandpa. We'll do this for you later.
I didn't know that.
Andre was a pretty good kid. He was kind of just normal. Actually, all three of his kids are just like normal kids growing up.
I was the weirdo.
And the only thing that's unusual about you didn't like sports.
Mhm.
That's the basic bottom line. Rachel was kind of exceeding at her age.
And her music,
Excel.
you remember you guys used to go to all of her band events.
Band events and everything, yeah. So that's all I got to say about the grandkids. The grandkids have all been good.
So I'm the
You
weirdo.
grew out of that stage very early.
So I'm the weirdo. Rachel's the talented one, and the other three cousins are just normal.
No.
Well, you're kind of stretching it. Everybody's pretty much normal. I mean, because you didn't play much sports after when you got up to in mid school. You didn't play much sports.
Yeah, but he
You were
was
just
more
like everybody else.
technical, so you're not going to
Not everybody's the same, no matter what you're doing. Not everybody's the same. Andre likes one thing. Nikki and Eric like something different. Them two are a little closer. Andre likes his values are different. Not different, but I mean the things he likes are different. He likes flying and this other stuff that are different. Rachel, she's a forces service. That's almost I haven't heard of from a female going in the forces. Even today, it's kind of unheard of. It's not that they can't do it. It's just it's always been men doing it.
Yeah.
So you're setting some paths here for other people, for your advanced generation, and especially you're in the technical field. Was 15, 20 years ago was just mind blowing. So you're excelling in a field that is brand new. So you got your whole future ahead of you in a field that's growing. You got AI now taking over some of the things.
oh yeah,
So you're doing real well. You got out front of the future in that way.
Gloria was interested in your favorite movies and music, things like that.
Your question?
I don't have a lot of favorite movies. I never was a big favorite movie.
Brenda, tú me traduces.
Usted diga, pregúntale en inglés.
En inglés. ¿Cuáles sus canciones favoritas?
Yeah.
Y su película favorita.
Yeah, favorite music and movies. He said there's not really a preference.
Yes, he does. He has stuff like.
What about when you were younger?
King Kong was one of my scared the shit out of me.
Wait,
The very first King Kong
1974 or
scared the hell out of me.
1950?
My mother, I remember that you brought that up. My mother told me not to go to it at the time. You don't need to see a movie like that. But all my cousins were going to it. We only had one movie theater, one screen, and about 15, 20 seats.
Larry, was that 1958 or what year?
I don't know when that movie came out. But I mean, I did go to it, and it scared the shit out of me. I remember that.
And then music when you were younger.
Yeah, I was a little kid then, I was born in 45, so I was only 12 years old maybe.
Say it's in the 50s.
So like, what about music when you were younger?
Well, I always watched like pop music, the current, which is still, I like to this day.
Whatever's the most popular. Yeah. So there's a reason it's popular.
Yeah.
So,
But I always did like country western on the backside.
So this was a question we glazed on while we were doing our larger interview, but I would love to hear, this is kind of my final one, what is like a story from your youth where like maybe you got in trouble, like a rapscallion thing that you think is funny to tell to us, the grandkids?
Well, we did. We went down to the levees. We had levees down in California that blocked the canal water that was going to pastures, blocked the water in, along the river too. And we went down there with a bunch of cars going down there, and we went up on the levee with cars like this, and went down to the levee, which was just downright stupid. And of course, at one point, 2 cars hit each other, and the other point, at one point, one car actually rolled over. And I missed a lot. I didn't actually have an accident or anything, but I was in that again little clump of people that were doing dumb things. My car drove up there, and
Well, you were in a
Pretty
big
stupid.
car accident.
Yeah, tell us about the major car accident when you were a senior
yeah, when I
in
was a
high
kid,
school.
when I wasn't a kid. I was 16, of course.
I thought it was
because I
your
was
senior
driving.
year that you
I
had.
was 16.
I was driving.
I know, but when you knocked out your teeth, were you a senior?
I was a senior.
Oh, okay. So what happened?
Well, my dad was, I needed money and I couldn't. You don't get paid for the ranch, no matter how much work you put in on the ranch. You don't get paid for it. So some other ranchers, because I had all the experience at 16, and hell, I'd been doing it for 3 or 4 years by that time. And we went to work. I was driving a tractor at 12 years old. Back then, I got a license at 14 because I was a farmer. They don't do that anymore, but back then they did. You get your license at 13. I've been 14. And anyhow, so he asked my dad if he could come and help him bale hay. And of course, they could spare me because I guess we got all of our hay baled by that time. So you bale hay in the evening when you bale hay at night. You bale it so the dew comes in and keeps the hay soft so it doesn't knock all the leaves and stuff off of the healthy part. So you have a little bit of moisture, let the dew come in. So I went out there after working all day with my dad already. Went to school and worked all day with my dad. I got in my car and I went clear across to the other side, probably 15 miles. It probably doesn't seem a lot now, but 12 miles maybe drive out to this farm. He had a big farm. Then I started baling hay out there, and I baled till the early morning hours. But I trucked it on. When I got back in the car, I started driving back home, and I fell asleep and hit a telephone pole head on.
Wow.
And how, at the time, besides your mouth and knocking your teeth out, did you have a lot of injuries?
Yeah, I got my ribs cracked. But I mean,
Were you in the hospital for a little bit?
yeah, I was in the hospital.
What'd your parents do then? Like tell you how they deal with it?
yeah.
But they're just worried about me.
Oh, they weren't like pissed
Yeah,
off
they
at
didn't,
you.
no, they weren't pissed off. They're just worried about me.
And how long before you were found?
I don't know because I was out.
Yeah.
I don't know how long, but I was found on just all of the roads back there were just roads in the country. They were big freeways, and it was just all 2-lane road at the best.
So it was like a Samaritan that found you.
Yeah, so somebody found me crashed into a telephone pole and got help. My car wrapped right around. It was a little Corvair, a little tiny Chevy. They were trying to match the Japanese in quality and everything with this little car. That didn't do. It didn't work. But the car just wrapped around that pole. And they had a guy saying how dangerous that car was. That forget that guy's name. He made a lot of money saying how bad these new cars that General Motors was putting out, the little cars.
Ralph Nader?
Ralph Nader. He's calling them death boxes. But it was the car that saved my life. Because the front end wrapping around that telephone pole took all the energy out of it. And so by the time it got to me at the telephone, it knocked the wheel up in my mouth and into my chest a little bit, cracked a couple of ribs, but I was alive.
Wow.
I didn't have an engine knocked back into me because those were rear. This particular car was a rear engine.
Oh,
Trying to
it didn't
copy
have an engine in
Japanese.
the front.
Trying to copy a Japanese car. So, what was that guy's name again?
Ralph Nader.
Ralph Nader. He made a big deal. He made millions of dollars on cars to kill you. But it was the car that saved me.
Huh. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Did you wake up in the hospital, or do you remember being awake?
No, I waked up in the hospital. I don't remember anything about the
crash
car.
site? Yeah.
So that's got to be weird. So you just remember being on the road and then waking up in the hospital.
Yeah, waking up in the hospital.
And-
But I went back out there and seen the car, and after they had already taken it away from I seen it at the junkyard. And seen it at the pole had been cracked just right above the hood of the car. I cracked the pole.
Wow.
Yeah, I cracked it. I didn't knock it over in there, but I cracked it. You see the jagged crack in it.
So
About 4
I
or
wonder
5
if
feet
it's
off.
still there.
Oh, and I'm sure they replaced that pole right away.
No.
Oh.
But so you remember basically just getting in the car and being sleepy and then waking up. In
I don't
the
remember
hospital.
being sleepy.
Yeah.
You just
I just fell asleep.
Yeah, and
'Cause I
then
don't remember anything.
when you woke up in the hospital, you were like, "What is going on? Like,
Right.
why am I here?" Like, and people had to tell you, and you were like, "Oh, that's what happened."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And how weird was it being maybe the only kid in school with false teeth?
Actually, it was a novelty. Not a lot of stuff happened back then. So when I got in an accident, everybody's asking me about the accident. I'd tell them the hell out of it. I didn't really do anything wrong. Of course, my parents wouldn't let me go out no more. So that job ended. That's the only one went out there that one night.
So also when our kids are in school and kids now, they're all involved in lots of activities, lots of different things. Were there anything that you and your brothers did, like sports or any civic clubs?
Well, my
or
older
anything
brother
like
played
that?
football. We didn't get a lot of chances. I played because my parents didn't want to drive me in and back.
Yeah.
We lived on a farm, and we had work to do on the farm. They didn't want to stop. They'd rather me go sit in the living room than to stop and waste that half hour to take me in, drop me off, and bring the car back. They would rather just don't do anything. But I did play on Little League for 1 year, and I did play basketball in high school, but I was already there.
Yeah.
So I played for 2 years in high school, and my last 2 years I played in football. But I was already there. They didn't have to drive me. And the
Yeah, but-
last 2 years I had a car, so.
But you did do sports in high school.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Probably almost all the boys in this small school like that, 13 seniors. Almost all
But
the
we
boys
played a
played
bunch
something.
of small schools
Yeah.
though. This was in California.
Yeah.
There's a lot of population. We had tons of little towns, same size we are.
Yeah.
Ridley was the big town.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're headed back in that direction. With very small schools, eventually.
Who knows?
Then nobody's
I mean, we had total people, total students in the school. I think we had, at the peak, I think I heard we had 270, 280, just under 300 students. But my class was only 33, but we had the smallest class in the school. I have no idea why.
It's the way it worked out.
It's just somehow that's the way it worked out. I don't know why we had such a small class, because the other classes were a lot bigger.
Backing back up to when you joined the Army, why was it the Army than any other military or any other Air
I just
Force?
figured it was the easiest one to get into.
What was your position in football? Like, what did you play?
Huh?
So what
When I
position?
played football,
Yeah.
I was an end.
Oh, and?
Played an end and catch the ball out there.
Tight end, yeah.
And I dislocated
Kneecap.
got my kneecap dislocated playing. Some guy tackled me and dislocated me. I was done for the season.
Oh yeah, so Nikki got his
Yeah, Nikki can relate.
So that ruined my senior year of playing. I didn't play much in the
Oh
senior
my
year.
gosh. And that's like Nikki. You guys have something. So you were out your senior year and so was Nikki.
And my senior year, I only played like 1 or 2 games. All I played in the senior year. And I
And
was-
hurt your knee.
They dislocated my knee, and back then they put it in a cast for dislocation.
And then you didn't play basketball that season either.
Now, I didn't play basketball
The
my
two
junior,
junior,
senior year at all.
That was your freshman.
Because
sophomore.
see, my freshman and my junior year, I was tall for my age.
Okay.
But my sophomore and my
Junior and senior year?
my last 2 years, I was short for my age.
Everybody
But
else
everybody
caught
shot
up.
up around me. But because I was so tall in my first 2 years, but as people grew up, I just got tall faster. Then they find out I wasn't such an athlete after all. When I was tall, I was the center all the time, but I could bat it to where, hell, I was 4 or 5 inches taller than some of the kids in my
I was
freshman
like,
sophomore
I was
year.
like Rachel when she was young.
But I slowed down in my height and my growth, and the other people had caught up with me. So
Yeah, but she was on my basketball team for 2 years.
She was one of the tallest
27,
one.
She was the shortest, not the tallest.
In fact, I left to go because they discovered a heart murmur in one of the kids. Like, I've grown out, they said you'd grow out of it probably. And that stopped me from playing sports.
So you had heartworms like a dog?
No,
heartworms,
murmur.
Oh,
Murmur.
Murmur, yeah.
And do you know they have found a heart murmur in me a few times over the course of my life? They don't detect it every time. Is there every time?
No, they don't detect that every time.
No, Jackie,
Very
you
much
should
more.
check and make
I've
sure
got a
you
heart
don't
thing.
have
My blood goes back in after it, so my heart
I had
rate's
a
always
heart
high.
murmur.
My heart, when I checked there, I like looked at my thing. My heart rate was over 100. I was just laying there asleep.